Cousin Nation, Sanban Bafetu, and welcome back to Purple Transit Me, QP. Now, on this video, I want us to quickly look at Thabo Cele because there's been a lot of talks in terms of Thabo Cele, Tualoku, Nalokiana. It's a bit of something that is confusing. It doesn't make sense to a lot of us. We know Thabo Cele as someone who's a great player, and now what is happening, it's definitely kind of concerning because to be honest, when we signed Thabo Cele, he came in, he was the only player who was showing a lot of character, integrity. Also he was trying by all means to make sure that he delivers when it comes to playing for our club, which is a Kaizer. So now there's a lot of talks, this and that, and I just want us to quickly clarify on a lot of those talks on what is going on, because we've had local nalokia. So that's what I want us to look at on today's video. So to be honest with you guys, so far I don't think there's anything wrong with Thabo Cele, because we've played some games where he was there, we've played some games where he was not there. But to be honest with you, I think it had to do mostly with the competition, because we do have a lot of players, and we know whenever we had him, yes, obviously he would give you a lot going forward, but then defensively he tended to lag a bit there. He was only more active when we were playing against teams like Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, some of those so-called big teams, you understand? So with what is happening currently, because I've heard rumors Thabo Cele has been fighting with the technical team. I even heard rumors it's because Thabo Cele doesn't want this and want that. He wants this and this and that. Like I've heard a lot of things. I've heard a lot of stories, guys. But for me, I don't think any of them are true. Obviously, as time goes on, we will get more details, because I even heard from Sokala Beat saying, not Sokala Beat, Sokala Duma. They said no. The reason why Thabo Cele was not featured on the game against Golden Arrows was because of an injury that he sustained. But remember, Kaizer did talk about, the injuries. They mentioned, Russian Dudley, even Msimao, Spung Tetwa, and also Bradley Cross. Those 4 players are out injured. You understand? Are we saying Thabo Cele is not available is because of Indabaguti things are happening behind closed doors? Because if that's the case, that wouldn't mean same as those other players like Wandile Dubia, players like Abokesten Sereno. All of those players now, they've not been getting a lot of game time. Are we saying it's the same thing? Okay, with Gaston, I think it's understandable because he's picked up a few injuries, also a yellow card in this final. Some games he was suspended. So are we saying that is the case with Thabo Cele or the other players as well? Because if that is the case, then it would mean Uti probably, since he's still part of us, that means he's not part of the plans for the coaches. Because remember, contract is still there, he's still gonna be with us, so he's not one of those players. Maybe it's because contract is coming to an end, they're still negotiating, is in this fun analysis. So none of those things, guys, I believe they're true. Yes, I'm still waiting for proper explanation, but so far I'm not getting anything, because whenever I ask Tiwa how, we don't know anything wrong about Thabo Cele. All we know is obviously he just needs to fight for his position, because now we have players like Abutulani Tashmabaso, we have players like Abuspesi Ndlovu, we even signed Abulebohang Maboy. Like there's a lot of players who can play the same position that he was playing. And remember, even back then we used to prefer him coming in second especially after we saw Ox being able to defend as much as he can. So clearly, it has to do more with the competition rather than him to know. It's because yes, I understand. It might even look like he has fallen out of favor because remember, Njoba Ngishilo, we signed a lot of players. Abondlovu playing there, playing beautifully, trying to make sure they fight for the position. It's one thing. And it shows Uguti as a player now, he needs to up his socks. And let's be honest, before we closed the season, before Uguti maybe he sort of like fell out of favor from the coaches, he did not have some of the best games. He was not having good games at all. As Katinas Ningi, we always had those complaints. There was a game where he was even substituted. I don't remember which game it was, but I remember Bega Kadile, and then we decided, you know what, let's just substitute him. And none of you guys were complaining because you could see how his performance was. And I've been listening to you guys who comments. I do see you. Let's be honest with something, guys. Nyanizwa kuma comment, you're speaking about players like Abo Enaso Miguel, isn't this Fanana but some of those players, they're not having good games. And same as Umakabili Lepo, he's not having one of the best games, but I feel like we are not giving up on him as easily as we are giving up on Thabo Cele, because Cele is not a bad player. Trust me on that. Also, I've heard you guys from the comments need to know. QP, remember, we have depth. We have a lot of players. Even me the other day when I was doing my lineup prediction, I was having a bit of a headache, and I was like, okay, who should we field and who should we not field? You understand? So it does tend to be a bit of a problem. Also, we have a lot of players who can play the same position, so it does tend to be a problem also for the coaches to say, okay, let's field this player or let's field that player. And if a player is having a good game, it's difficult to change that player and say, okay, let me just switch and start a different player because this player is having a good game. For the sake of changing, it doesn't make any sense. And trust me, you guys, Thabo Cele has been training with the team. I don't think he's injured in any ways. Those are just rumors we should not entertain. In Dabazoguti, he's injured, falling out of favor. That is a possibility because remember, we have a lot of players, and if a player is not doing well at that time, it's easy to say, okay, it's fine, so bencher, and then we put in a different player. Maybe he could do a bit better. So yeah, I believe that is the case with Thabo Cele. Not to say with hey Umchita, he's no longer in Nani, he's fighting with the technical team. If that was the case, he wouldn't be at training, he wouldn't be there. And also we could have known, but so far, guys, I'm still waiting for a proper response because I'm not getting a proper response whenever I ask to, so it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let me just quickly get on my comments. You guys, what are you guys saying, and what's your thought in terms of Thabo Cele falling out of favor from the coaches and the club in general? But so far, I feel like he just needs to fight for his position, and obviously he will get back where we saw him, where he used to be. And also Naye, he's been down. Formiake has dropped a bit, so hopefully he's working on making sure he improves there, and then definitely he will get back to where he needs to be. So I do have Lebukhang. He says, I think Cele has fallen out of favor. Yeah, definitely it's something that we've just spoken about. So does look like that. Does look like he has fallen out of favor. But I don't know, guys. I know he's a favorite to a coach, Cedric Kaze. Maybe he has fallen out of favor. He even calls him Thabo Cele. Doesn't call him Thabo Cele. He used to call him Thabo Cele before, I believe. So yeah, I don't think Umjitaman has fallen out that much out of favor to say, okay, we're not going to play him or field him at any given moment or any time. So with time, him getting back there, even the friendly games that we played, he was there, he was featured, he played. So I think it's more of him performance issue, rather than to say the coaches are thinking kind of like, okay, we don't want you and stuff like that, you understand? So let's just give him some minutes, some game time, also a chance simbone after, you know, after those few games and stuff like that, because I feel like the coaches are starting to find a system where it's gonna work for them. Like, let's say, okay, now we are playing the league. For us on the league, this is the squad that we will depend on. And then when we are playing the CAF or a different competition, these are the kind of players that we will be depending on. Remember, we still have the Nedbank Cup as the champions we need to defend, and also we are still part of the CAF Confederation. We are not yet eliminated, guys. We are still there. The hopes are still there. We might even win it. You will never know, but definitely it does look like the coaches are trying to find a way. Or they've already found some of those players that they think, okay, this one is going to work best for us. Well, let me know what you think, guys, down in the comment section below in terms of Thabo Cele. I wish to see more of him, obviously, as much as you guys wish to see more of him. But also we do have Ondlovu laphana, we do have Tulane laphana, so it's kind of frustrating. And also at the same time, we have to remember we can't be able to field all of those players ngesikhathi one. You know, if Ox comes back from an injury, abuye azothatha that space, then definitely it would mean something is happening with Thabo Cele. But for now, guys, it's just rumors. I'm waiting for confirmation on those rumors. Okay, definitely, guys, this is what is happening. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video. I hope I can see you later on. For now, go see. Please enjoy your day and have a wonderful afternoon. Peace.